Hey everybody, I'm Aiden Mattis. This is Aiden Thornbury. We're both sick again. Welcome to the Lore Lodge. I actually can't taste anything right now. And it's not COVID, I took a test, but oh my god, my nose is so clogged that I am struggling.
Yeah.
I was trying to eat mac and cheese earlier and it just You ever try and eat pasta with no flavor?
That sounds tough. That sounds really tough.
It was not good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was part of the reason I thought Indian food was such a good idea.
I know.
When you said so, because I was like, all right, perfect. It's so spicy, it'll clear out my sinuses.
Mm-hmm.
And we spent $50 on it, and then Grubhub, the driver said he left it in the lobby, but he didn't do that. And now, I mean, at this point, I have nothing left to live for. We gotta fix that.
Yeah. Either that, or he did leave it in the lobby, and somebody said, "Oh, free food." But yeah.
Yeah, no, it was not there, and I'm very sad about it. Hopefully Grubhub will do the right thing and refund the purchase.
Yeah, or do it again because we're still hungry.
Yeah, I mean, worst comes to worst, Domino's open until 1:30, and we'll get the money back.
Yeah,
but
true.
Yeah, kiddos.
I was really looking forward to some Indian.
It would have been the better idea would have just been for me to go pick it up. This is God punishing me for sloth. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, maybe.
Which, by the way, my favorite one of the sins, one of the all the 7 deadly sins, sloth. Just because.
Yep. I mean, it just
all the other ones like greed, envy, sloth. Some little dude crawling around on the ground, like a ground sloth.
Yeah,
but he's sinning.
He's sinning because he's being lazy.
That is what sloth means.
Yeah.
Yes. For those who didn't know. Oh my god. Okay, so
did the word sloth come before they named the animal sloth?
No, sloths are named sloths because sloth was the term for laziness.
So the term came before the animal.
Yes, to my understanding.
Got it.
I could be wrong. I am sometimes wrong. But you know who's never wrong? Donna Dickens, or Momlennial on Twitter. And if you... Or Twitter? No.
Excuse me,
TikTok.
Let me just sit back and enjoy my non-popcorn popcorn as well.
So, here's the thing with the Momlennial situation. At first, it began as good fun. I was enjoying myself. Having fun with it, whatnot. Then she decided to make a hit video about Mini Minuteman, Milo, who was our guest last week, who, as everyone saw, is a really chill guy. And I mean, what he does and what I do up until the last couple weeks were very different things. I talked about conspiracy theories and folklore and cryptids and whatnot. I haven't stepped into SCP territory, mainly because I feel like that's almost too easy. It's all been written down for me. I would just be repeating what's already been compiled on the website, and I could do it, but I'll leave that to other creators.
Yeah.
So we were having fun with it, and then she said all these bad things about Milo, got his college wrong. It was a whole thing. Was very insulting to Professor, I think his name is Paul Maxwell. I know him as Professor Maxwell. So she made a hit video about him, and then she went and called me a white supremacist, which is funny because in the current top pinned video on my TikTok, which I made before any of this happened, I talked about something I've actually talked about thrice on TikTok. For the first time when I was like, oh shoot, I've got a platform, I should talk about this, which was when I had 100,000 followers. Second time was around 500K, and the most recent time was a couple weeks ago, which in that video I say pretty explicitly, Indigenous women are going missing and being murdered at a very odd rate, considering their small population, and the perpetrators are white men. So why would I bring attention to that? And this is, again, before she made the video, before that accusation.
Yeah.
So, and I know maybe this is a little bit petty, but I'm sitting here, Stu, I'm like, I stayed out of her personal life. I didn't say anything about her kids or about her, her job or anything. And then she just went for the throat. And that's when I realized that what she's doing is absolutely not satire and it's dangerous misinformation. And the unfortunate thing about it is that I can't really do anything about it on TikTok because I can't encourage people to go and mass report her for misleading information. I can't encourage them to report her video that is defaming me for harassment or anything. I can just kind of sit there and hope that people go do those things. Hope that the people who have followed my content and who know what kind of person I am and everything will go and report her videos for harassment and bullying and misleading information. So what I'm saying is I really wish that I could tell my followers to do that, since what she's doing is harassment and bullying and misleading information. And it seems that when one or a few people report those things, nothing really gets done. But when a lot of people do that, sometimes people actually face the consequences of their actions. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, it would be really nice if I could tell people that they should do those things.
Fair. I'm surprised that she hasn't blocked you.
She did.
Then how are you?
She has blocked me on at least 3 accounts.
Well, how are you still able to do other videos?
Well, so I've got the Lore Lodge account, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I was using to. I'm not duetting them. I'm saving them. And then reposting them.
Okay,
So I started off with I was using the Lore Lodge account,
yeah.
and then I had my backup account,
Yeah.
which was I deleted it because I had no purpose for it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Which was Ann Aiden Mattis. I just changed the definite article to an indefinite article.
Yeah.
Ow! This has been bugging me since Saturday.
Wow.
It still hurts. I cut myself open with a knife, but it was a very nice knife, so the cut was nice and clean, and it is healing quite nicely. There's another one because I stabbed myself.
Both unintentional. We were trying to prepare for a Friendsgiving.
Yeah.
It went well.
It went well, yeah. I have a very funny video of Aiden. I can't wait for your wedding.
Oh, Jesus.
Whew.
You sent it to me. I thought it was pretty entertaining.
It's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it fully.
Yeah.
I just couldn't find the words.
But, okay, I do want to be clear. Here, can you send, it's just so nobody's harassing the wrong Momlennial, because there are 2 Momlennial accounts. It is, MOMLLENNIAL_. The Momlennial without an underscore is a perfectly fine lady, and I wish her all the best. But I just want to make sure that if anyone does choose to take action to try and right some wrongs, not encouraging anybody to do that, just saying if anybody were to do that, that you want to go for the right person. You'll know her because she has ridiculous white hair in the front of her head, and the sad part about it is her unfortunate hairstyle is completely deliberate, and she's proud of it. Now, unlike her, my unfortunate hairstyle is because of you, the viewers. So
that was a good one.
Yeah, which by the way, we have decided that what we want to do with the donation goals that we were doing for a couple of videos is that we want to make those a monthly goal. So at the beginning of the month, the first show of the month, we will announce what those goals are going to be, and then we'll follow that through to the end of the month, and we'll tally up, kind of what we reached in terms of super chats, and we'll use that to determine what you guys have earned. We've come up with one. I might just take suggestions from the audience.
Yeah,
on what the next ones could be. But so there's been a trend going around TikTok of people saying something along the lines of the masculine urge to wear a MAGA hat into a Hot Topic so all the goth girls will degrade me. And I looked at that and I said, but what if it was real? And so if we hit the $500 donation goal at the end of the month, then I will open the month of January by doing that. It probably will not say exactly that. I'm thinking we might do Make Wendussy Great Again.
So WWGA?
No, MWGA.
Oh, MWGA.
The point, and then we'll probably just sell those at that point.
See, for some reason, I was mixing Make America Great Again and What Would Wendussy Do together for some reason in my head.
That might be better.
That's where the other W came up. So,
but anyway, point is, I'll wear a MAGA style hat, but it won't say MAGA on it, because I want to get degraded, not stabbed. That's the goal of this bit. Is not. I'm not trying to die. You know how it is in our the King of Prussia Mall is a very dangerous place. All sorts of stabbing and shootings and terrible, terrible things. I was once accosted by 3 mall Santas there. That didn't happen.
I was gonna say, if that's real,
we do a little trolling. But yes, what was I talking about?
Before
I absolutely should talk to a doctor about ADHD. I have so much trouble focusing.
Fair.
How would you rate your order from Amon's Indian Bistro? I don't know, Grubhub. How would I rate it? It's like it's adding salt to the wound.
It's not possible of being rated because it is not consumed because it does not exist.
Yes. So anyway, to get back to the point with the mom millennial situation, she decided to make things very personal, and now I will be making a point of debunking every single video she's ever made, not just her history ones. But she's also made some stuff that she refers to as witchcraft, which I am 100% certain is going to be some Wiccan stuff. Mm-hmm. And the thing about Wicca is, as I've said on this show before, it was invented in the 1950s based off of basically pseudo-histories and pseudo-mythologies of what the Celts and the Germans believed. So if you're practicing Wicca as your form of spiritualism, that's fine. If you feel that it best represents you, but if you're practicing it to be authentic about Celtic or Norse paganism, I have some books you should read. That's really all I have to say on this. But yeah, so I'm going to continue making those videos because now it's personal. But something you should get very excited for if you've been following the Mom Millennial saga is Mini Minuteman's video. I submitted my what's the word here? My bit for it. My contribution today, which I talked about the Holy Roman Empire. But I've seen some of the other contributions. It's going to be a really fun video to watch. So I'm psyched for it. So make sure if you're interested in what's been going on to check out that when it comes out. It's going to be a lot of fun. I do want to talk briefly about kind of what's problematic about the whole conspiracy theory that Rome didn't exist, because in addition to just as a historian, it's frustrating for a lot of reasons, so many reasons. But it's got some very real implications when it comes to erasing the suffering of people's ancestors. Julius Caesar committed numerous atrocities against the Gauls, basically committed a complete genocide, and would have done the same thing to the Britons likely if it weren't for water. For a man of such ambition, he really let himself get hung up on the British Channel, the English Channel.
Yeah, it is a little weird.
There are other issues that came into play with exactly what happened with Julius Caesar. I'll probably do a video on that for one of our History Hut.
Yeah, that's good.
Since I'm relearning so much about Rome right now, I might as well talk about Rome. I've honestly never, I've always been interested in Roman history, but I've never found it to be I've never simped for it, so to speak. I've never been one of those, Roman history is best history type people. I've always found Celtic and Norse to be more interesting. But since I'm learning so much of it over again, I definitely have the content. But there, for example, the Celts obviously suffered a lot at the hands of the Romans. The Celtiberians had it pretty bad. They did some really awful things to what was left of the Carthaginians. They basically, I don't even really know how else to put it. They committed a grievous sin against the Jews when they destroyed the Second Temple in 70 AD. There's a ton of things in history that the Romans did that were just beyond awful and caused a lot of suffering for a lot of people. And for example, looking at the way they treated the Jews, they were responsible for kind of the second Jewish diaspora. Early on, a lot of the Jews ended up mixing with Hellenistic culture and moving throughout Alexander's empire and the later kingdoms of the Diadochi. And so when Judea returned to Jewish control after the Maccabean revolt of 167 to 160 BC, they kind of started to reestablish their culture and their autonomy, and they had a high degree of autonomy under the Roman imperial system for a long time, and the Republic as well, because I believe it was conquered in 64 BC by the Romans. And so while they weren't independent, they were rather autonomous. Their culture was flourishing again. And then that second Jewish diaspora happened because the Second Temple was destroyed. And I would think that Donna, as a woman who purports to be Jewish herself, I'm not going to question the validity of that, but I certainly have to wonder how she's not seeing how what she's saying is harmful to her own people. The reason that Jews ended up so spread out throughout Europe and ended up being this oppressed minority is because of Rome, because of what Rome did to them. And, to look at that and just have somebody claiming none of it ever happened is, it's despicable. I mean, that's the only real word for it is, like, can you imagine if I'm trying to think of it. There really isn't another example.
Well, I mean,
of a people that happened to.
Not really. The closest thing I could think of was saying England didn't exist. Thinking about the Irish and the Welsh and
yeah, exactly. It would be akin to saying that like the transatlantic slave trade didn't exist.
Yeah,
it would just be denying the suffering of millions and millions of people.
Yeah.
The way the English have treated the Celts over time, the Irish, Scottish, and Welsh. It's especially because we have so many documents describing everything that happened. And it extends past that. There were just some of the people that were in charge. When you look at Roman history, you get a really good idea of how power corrupts people and how when you have a very small circle of very elite people, you get all of these terrible things. And for example, I believe it was Trajan who had an island off the coast of Greece, if I remember correctly, where he would keep very young, like 7 to 12-year-old boys and girls as you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I'm not a
fan. So yeah, and it was an ancient Jeffrey Epstein situation, which, by the way, just to quickly address that, Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself, and preemptively, neither did Ghislaine Maxwell, because I don't see her surviving this trial. Also, it is very interesting that it's not being publicly live streamed the way the Kyle Rittenhouse trial and the Ahmaud Arbery trial were. I think it's I feel that's completely deliberate, and I don't think there's anything political about saying that anyone involved with the Epstein situation should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, and that includes Ghislaine Maxwell, Bill Clinton, Kevin Spacey, I think, was on that register. Yeah. I do think Trump should be investigated for it because he shows up on some of the flight logs, and if he did do any of the things that the rest of them seem to have done, then he should also go to prison. I mean, personally, I think all of them should get the chair. We should bring back the chair when it comes to child sex offenses, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think that's an unreasonable request.
That should be you should suffer. Just my personal opinion on the matter. Yeah. But yeah, so point being here, I get called a conspiracy theorist a lot because I talk about Teddy Roosevelt founding the National Forest Service because there's stuff that we could not explain with science living out there. And I'll honestly stand by that one. I think it's a complete possibility. There's enough park rangers and enough people who have had weird experiences camping and hiking that I think a little, and the missing 411 phenomenon, of course. I think it's worth asking the question and investigating because it's like the Atlantis thing that we talk about.
Yeah.
There is enough there to ask questions. And the secrecy and the willful ignorance that surrounds these things from governing bodies is very interesting. But I don't think me saying there's a weird amount of disappearances in national parks and Teddy Roosevelt believed in Sasquatch, maybe we should look into that, or Meltwater Pulse 1b caused the sea levels to rise by 500 to 600 feet very quickly. And at the same time, we have a whole bunch of stories about civilizations collapsing. Maybe we should look into that. I don't see those being harmful. If somebody does, please explain to me how, because I'm genuinely curious. Rome didn't exist leads to a lot of bad places. It
also just doesn't make sense.
Oh, makes no sense. At the very end of the day, if I came out and said, my national parks conspiracy is just for fun, it's, I'm writing a book, which I am. Like, I am writing a story based on it, but it's because I think it's an interesting subject and I've decided to research it. And obviously you can write fiction about things that you believe might be real. But if I were to come out and say, this is all fiction, this is, all just something I've been saying for fun, there's no harm done, because the whole time I've been saying, don't let this stop you from going hiking or camping. Just be responsible. Make sure you stay on the trails. Like, also, all the advice I've given has been common sense.
Well, even before any of that, there's also no definitive proof against your theory.
Exactly.
It's plausible.
Which, of course, proving a negative is a logical fallacy. But...
Exactly. But the point being is that, like, there's nothing... Well, but stay with me here. There's nothing that definitively says this argument you're making is wrong. Mm-hmm. Claiming that Rome didn't exist, there are millions of things that are just blatantly... showing that that's wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, like... The city still exists.
It still exists in the architecture. It's still there.
Like, it just kind of done. Oh, the question's over.
My favorite part is still her calling Trajan's Column a lighthouse. A lighthouse.
You want to dive into that for people that know what you're talking about?
She made a video saying that Trajan's Column, because it has a stairwell inside of it, must have been a lighthouse. And in her words, this is Occam's razor, which, by the way, it's pronounced Occam, or Occam, not Occam. But anyway, she said that it was a lighthouse, and the problem with that is that as the crow flies, it's 24 kilometers, which is, 13 miles?
Probably about that, yeah. Kilometers.
Yeah, I don't know the exact...
1 mile is 2.2 kilometers, so...
It's 12 miles. Yeah. About 12, 13 miles. So that's... First of all, the Earth is round. Just to be clear, the Earth is a sphere. It's a hollow sphere. Kidding. It's not a hollow sphere. It's just a sphere. And 11 miles is the horizon line. You can only see 11 miles, as far as I understand. That's like looking out across the ocean. That's where the curvature of the Earth starts to become noticeable. So why would you place a lighthouse more than 11 miles from the shore? That doesn't make any sense. Also, we have no evidence that there was ever any kind of fire up there. There was just a statue. Yeah. So how is it going to be a lighthouse if there was no instrument for lighting the house? It doesn't make any sense. It's ridiculous. I don't know if she's ever actually seen a lighthouse because it doesn't look like a lighthouse.
And they're usually put either on the coast or
on an island off the coast.
Correct. In the water somehow.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling that this is how any of this went down. But yeah, that's enough mom millennial slander for tonight, I think. Sorry, I'm like so hungry right now because the Indian food never came.
We'll probably make this a shorter stream just because we're hungry, sick.
Perhaps, yeah.
Just the two of us. Yeah.
Might end a little early.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try.
Boy.
Just the two of us.
But yeah, so the other thing I wanted to talk about tonight, to get back to kind of our roots as a show, I did see Antlers about a month ago. I've expressed a couple thoughts on it on here and on TikTok, but I kind of wanted to go a little bit more deeply into it because it had... What is that? Oh, LastPass?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that is.
It had a lot of promise as a film, and it very much felt like the studio got their hands on it.
Yep.
and then went what's gonna sell and what's not gonna sell and made a whole bunch of alterations.
Yep, me too.
And what you end up with is this kind of jumbled mess of a movie where you can tell that the writer did a really good job putting it together, and then it just got eviscerated by people who weren't writers. Which I have never sold a script. I've never even gotten somebody in the film industry to look at one of my scripts, but I can see editorial decisions pretty easily. I worked as a journalist for a little while in college. It's pretty easy to see where the original writing got scrapped, and I don't know if the movie was originally called Antlers. I also know that it was based off of, I believe it was based off of a book. But they really ran with kind of the Hollywood version of a Wendigo, and I didn't love that, primarily because they tried to act as though they were sticking to the actual indigenous folklore.
Yeah.
Like they even have a scene where they're talking to a Native American man, and he's like, "Oh, this is the Wendigo," and that's even in the trailer for the movie, and it's not. It looks the thing they show looks nothing like the Wendigo at all. And so like I look at that and I'm like, how are you gonna make a movie where you try and make a whole bunch of these political points, and then you just kind of throw all of the good commentary about environmentalism and preservation and indigenous culture and all of that, and then you're just going to throw it out to sell better at the box office, which I think honestly is why it didn't do very well. It's already out of theaters.
Is it really?
Yeah. Not completely, but it was like every night, and I'm able to find like 2 showings a week now.
Yeah.
So it had and it was marketed really well too.
Really?
So I
didn't hear anything about it.
I think I did partially just because I'm into that side of things, but
I still haven't even seen Dune, dude.
Neither have I. We should go see Dune.
I've heard great things.
Me too.
I'm not even sure if that's still in theaters.
Even better, it'll be cheap.
Yeah, it's on HBO Max.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the sound bar and the TV. We can watch Dune. Yeah, we might as well watch Dune. But yeah, so it's just it wasn't, and it's I'll give it points. It wasn't campy.
Well, that's always good.
Which campy can be good and fun, but would not have been in this situation. Although if they went hard enough, it might have been. I would like to say, as far as movies about Wendigos go, I wrote a better one. If anyone wants to produce it, call me. But you've all heard it. The short story version. It's on our channel.
I just love the bluntness.
Yeah, it was a good script. Could probably use some editing and some help from somebody who knows what they're doing. But for somebody who only took a couple of intro to script writing courses, I think I did pretty well.
You did.
But yeah, for those of you who hadn't seen or I guess listened to that, it's We Went Camping. The written version is also on our Patreon, which I will take a second to plug the Patreon because to be perfectly blunt about it, because I respect our audience enough to not play games with you. Our YouTube revenue has tanked. We are not making nearly as much, and it's not that we were ever making a lot of money, but we're looking at like a quarter of what we were making. So this is kind of the point where I if you like the show and you like what we're doing and you appreciate what we're doing, we would love if anybody just subscribe even to the $1 a month tier on there. Obviously, as the amounts go up, there's different perks and whatnot. There's some actual like physical merchandise involved. But and we put all of that in Patreon's hands now, so I no longer have to ship things myself, which tended to mean they were late. But yeah, just an honest plea. If you can spare $1 a month, it would help the show keep running. We did not expect the ad revenue to tank the way it did.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what's going on. Maybe we just had videos that did exceptionally well, and now we're kind of back to a normal range of what we can expect. But that's kind of how things are going on this side of things. But to get back to Antlers, there it's one of those things where you can tell that someone involved in the story knew what they were talking about and was passionate, and then Hollywood got their hands on it. And this happens with, I'm sure you can speak to this, with so many movies about such good stories, and then some executive up top just, it's like watching Howie Roseman draft people. Like, for those who are Eagles fans, you know the pain. But it's like, they're looking at all the numbers and they're like, what's going to sell best, not what's going to make the best movie.
Well, I mean, that's the downside of the movie business. It is a business.
Yeah.
And it comes down to not only just the bottom line, but there are also, at least in the past, from things I've seen in documentaries and things like that, just some interesting producers and writers and things like that who very much want specific things in their work or anything that they're involved with. There was a specific movie, I can't remember what it was going to be. No. Oh, yes, that's right. It was a Superman movie that was supposed to be made.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was Kevin Smith's Superman movie that he was pitching to this one producer.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who don't know, Kevin Smith he's a big comic book guy, and he's also made a number of films with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. We're in a couple of them, I believe.
I'm fucking Matt Damon.
He's from Jersey. He's kind of a low budget, king.
Everything about Jersey is low budget.
Yeah. But anyway, so he was involved in writing a Superman movie, and I'm a big fan of Superman. That's why I know this. And so he was
obsessed with Smallville.
Yeah, in high school. Oh, yeah. Well, specifically senior spring of high school, because that's when I found it. When I get into something, I get all in until I need to find anything.
Get all in? Get all in there?
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so he's writing draft after draft for this producer of this movie. And this producer just isn't satisfied. He just has all these notes. And the biggest note that he wanted was that he wanted Superman at the end of the movie to fight a giant spider. And he was relentless on this. And
the producer was.
Yes, the producer, who wasn't really doing anything else other than just he had to approve this script before it went forward. It ended up not working out. Kevin Smith just couldn't do it. I can't remember whether he was technically fired or he left on his own volition. And at the end of the day, the movie was not made. That producer ended up being a producer on another film called The Wild Wild West, where in the end of that movie, they have to fight a giant spider. But it's a mechanical spider. This is the power that producers have in Hollywood. They don't always get their way, but they find ways to do it. And it's really interesting.
A giant spider?
Yep. Who knows why? You could search the possibilities for a week and probably not find anything substantial, even if you knew the guy. Because there's just some quirky people in that town. Not a bad thing. I just think it's really entertaining.
Why would you be that hell-bent on a giant spider that you take it from movie to movie?
Because you can.
I hate people who have money. I really want to be a person who has money.
Yeah.
But I really hate the people that currently do.
Yeah.
I should have the money because they're doing the wrong things with it.
Oh my god.
I'm feeling that's how a lot of political movements start.
Yeah.
I should have the money because the people who have it aren't doing good things. Yeah.
Bit of a Robin Hood thing. And yes, we did learn from John Mayer.
Speaking of movies, Robin Hood.
There
are some good Robin Hood movies.
I haven't seen that many.
Okay, so the classic one, which is the which 1990s white guy is it?
Well, Russell Crowe did one.
Russell Crowe's was really good.
I think Kevin Costner did one.
Kevin Costner's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Prince of Thieves.
Yeah.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Totally Shakespearean.
Oh, really?
It's like watching a Shakespeare play.
Really?
Without the rhyming. But it's it is like watching a theater production on screen. It's totally campy. It's hilariously campy.
Well, there's also Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Exactly. So it's like, it's not quite that far.
Yeah.
Like Men in Tights is a farce. That is the genre of the movie.
Yeah. Whatever happened to farces? Those were fun.
Probably Hollywood studio executives decided that they weren't selling well.
Well, yeah, it's quite literally exactly probably what happened.
Yeah. Also, they just kind of got, like, I feel like it kind of evolved into the parody genre of the early and mid 2000s, which just got really low budget and
really low budget,
low
really
brow.
Low brow. Yeah.
It just wasn't doing well. And you know, honestly, what it is, Mel Brooks and John Cleese,
kings,
so funny, such funny people.
They knew comedy.
And I don't know if it's that society changed. It's that society changed.
Yeah. It's really hard to find things that are acceptable to joke about anymore.
And they just went after everybody.
Oh my god, yeah.
And I think that was the key, is that they were really going after everybody. Yeah. But well,
that's the key to. I mean, there's obviously rules to comedy and how to be funny and things like that. But one of the keys that they figured out back in those days is that if you want to really be funny and make it work for everybody, you have to go after everybody. Yeah. You can't play favorites.
Yeah, and I mean, as I think it taught everybody an important lesson too, which was that it's okay to laugh at yourself.
Yeah.
Like, so many people not to get political, but so many people these days are so quick to get offended by things, and there are definitely things that you should genuinely be offended by.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, I can think of some people off the top of my head. But you know, people like Mel Brooks and John Cleese nobody was off limits.
No.
Everyone was in danger, and it was perfect. It was so funny because, like, if you watch, for example, Monty Python and the Holy Grail,
great movie.
King Arthur is king of the Britons, although it kind of seems like the English in the movie. Which is, I'm not going to get into it. If you want to hear me rant about Arthur, we have a video on it.
I was going to say, we've already been there.
But yeah, so, like, for example, early in the movie, he's talking to the French guys at the castle.
Yeah.
And the French are clearly the butt of the joke there.
Yes.
But then for the entire hour and a half remaining in the movie, it's just making fun of the English.
Yes.
And John Cleese was English. So, like, he just brutally makes fun of his own people's history. And it's all in good fun. It's hilarious. It's so much fun. And we just don't see that anymore. But, you know, getting back to Robin Hood, like, obviously, Men in Tights, great movie. The Russell Crowe one, which I think was just called Robin Hood.
I think so.
Definitely more of a medieval epic, like a Mel Gibson style movie. You know, very early 2000s Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
You know, Gladiator, like all that, which again.
Master and Commander, Far Side of the World, one of my favorite movies of all time.
I just rewatched Gladiator.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Last week.
So good,
oh my lord, what a movie!
It's so good.
Just fantastic.
It's even just the soundtrack and the scoring.
It's the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack.
I know.
It's like the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack a step down.
Yeah.
And I think Gladiator came out first.
It did. Which
just drives me insane because there are parts of it where it's just that, like, do 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 do, and it's literally the same.
Yep.
And I don't think it's even the same composer.
No, it's not.
It's ridiculous. But I'm trying. I am so off track. If God,
my favorite is
I need to
Elysium.
do some math. I don't think I've seen Elysium.
No, not the movie. The track on that.
Oh yeah,
the soundtrack.
It's really good. But and then kind of in the middle of these two, you have this lost art of filmmaking where you basically put a theater presentation on film.
Yeah.
That's what they did with Peter Pan back in the day too. And it's just why am I blanking on words right now? But yeah, it's Kevin Costner and just Morgan Freeman is in the movie. And it's just ridiculous enough, but at the same time, it takes itself just seriously enough. And there's this ridiculous boss battle at the end between Kevin Costner and Snape.
Oh, what?
Yeah, Alan Rickman plays the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
So it is literally Kevin Costner fighting Snape.
You want to know something interesting?
What?
2 different Robin Hood movies. The one you're talking about with Kevin Costner and another one both came out in 1991.
Really?
Yeah.
I love it when that happens. Because, like, what were the two? White House Down and Olympus Has Fallen?
Yes.
Same movie.
Yeah.
Same movie, just one starred Channing Tatum and the other starred Discount Russell Crowe.
This other one had Uma Thurman and Sean Connery.
We'll have to watch that one.
We will.
What's when I say Discount Russell Crowe, who am I thinking of?
Oh.
The guy from 300. The guy who played Leonidas.
The
The guy who I literally always think is Russell Crowe.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Gerard Butler.
Yes, Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
He's Discount Russell Crowe. That's what he is. You know, like, I love his work, but it's kind of like
great.
It's kind of like Michael Fassbender is just discount every other male action movie, like every other historical action movie.
Fair.
What about Armie Hammer?
I do not know who Armie Hammer is. I've heard his name so many times. Most of it is not even related to his work. It's related to his personality and what he does as a person.
I have no idea what he does as a person.
Why is Timothy Chalamet?
I also, every time I hear his name, I think of Armie Hammer Boulevard in Reading.
Am I missing something here?
I don't know. Did you search Armie Hammer?
Yeah, the first thing that comes up is Timothy Chalamet addresses Armie Hammer's sexual assault allegations from a month ago. I don't pay attention.
Everything I hear about Armie Hammer has to do with sexual assault.
Really?
Yes.
The only thing I know about him is that he was in the movie with Henry Cavill in 2015.
What
Man
movie?
from U.N.C.L.E.
Oh, that was a good movie.
The one that was like clearly, hey, guess who should be the next James Bond? Ha ha, wink wink, nudge nudge, Henry Cavill, get on it. Sorry,
He really should. He
He'd be
really
perfect.
should.
He'd be perfect. I have a huge man crush on Henry Cavill, and I have no shame in saying that.
He does.
I only started watching The Witcher because I loved Henry Cavill as Superman.
Isn't that supposed to be out now?
December 17th it premiered. And now I love The Witcher, and I wear a Witcher necklace pretty much.
My body is ready, man.
I know. It's so good.
I need it.
I can't wait.
Need it. Oh, man, I could talk about... we're having I got us another guest. Got us two other... Actually, three guests for December.
Dude, Tiger Woods.
Isaiah's Wendigoon's coming back.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the Book of Enoch.
Let's go.
Which is sitting right there. So we're going to talk... This is going to be a great month. You ready for this?
I'm excited.
So the one I have a date confirmed for is Aaron Tomlinson. He is True Legends of Monsters on TikTok and pretty much everything else. So he's going to come on and we're going to talk about just all the goodies that we used to do before I had anybody to, who was on my level with this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he's great. He's going to be coming on. I think that's the 13th. Don Marshall, who is the obscure Lord of the Rings facts guy.
Interesting.
On TikTok.
His name sounds like he would be the protagonist in some form of like war movie.
That's true. So he's going to be coming on at some point, and Wendigoon's going to be coming back. So Don and I are going to be talking about Lord of the Rings and how it draws influence from multiple European folklores and mythologies, which I think is going to be really fun.
Yep.
I am a total Lord of the Rings nerd. I'm super excited for that one. And Aaron and I are probably just going to go on and on about all sorts of different, monsters and cryptids and whatnot. And I think that'll take us all the way through December, actually. But actually, I think we might have 5 shows in December at this point.
Sweet.
So,
quick question.
Yes.
Iz wants to know, are you or I mentally health adjacent? Or mentally healthy adjacent?
Adjacent.
We're all adjacent.
I don't have schizophrenia or bipolar disorder.
It always helps. Excuse me. It always helps
At least the voices in my head tell me I don't.
It always helps to not have the letters.
Yes, you do not want the 3-letter disorders or the 3-letter agencies.
What about the 4 letters?
4 letters is fine. That's an even number.
You can't make a triangle out of 4.
Exactly. That's why it's okay. Why does she want to know that?
Oh, it was just a meme. Someone share the Discord. I can't figure it out.
I am not a mentally ill person.
Is another one for the t-shirt.
I'm a man. I'm a Canadian. I am 1776.
I was waiting for that one, yeah.
I'm a patriot. I'm a liberal.
I'm a human. This is what humans look like.
It's just an endless stream of content. I should start doing some of his old videos.
You should.
Debunking them.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is he kind of has a tendency to be right. He was right about Epstein. He was right about Bohemian Grove. He's always corrected Jason. Not always.
Glass.
Sometimes he gets it really, really wrong, and it's really, really bad.
Thank you, Glass.
But yeah, I would not call Alex Jones a reliable source for anything at all.
Just the reason, Glass donated $50.
Oh, thank you.
And she said, "Here, so you can pay your bills." Thank you. Means a lot, actually.
We are very grateful to the old gods.
I need money to buy my friends Christmas presents, and
Just don't
no, because
get
I
them
like
Lore
my
Launch
friends.
hoodies. You can get them at a discount.
Nah, I gotta get stuff that fits them.
Just get the right size hoodie.
No. I assumed I said it. I was waiting for you to go there. No, I'm gonna get Pat pillows because he always steals mine. I'm gonna get. No, I still gotta figure out everybody else's.
All right. So I think it's probably a good time to go to Super Chats. We're coming up on 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So what I want from you guys also is we need to figure out what our donation goals are going to be. I planned on figuring this out before the show, but then the Indian food didn't get here, and I had a breakdown. So
When he says breakdown, he really just was laying on the couch, being like, "Where the hell is the food?" He's okay. He's fine.
I didn't think they would be concerned. Are they concerned?
Do you know?
That's a fair point.
Of course. They
But
care about you. Of course, they'd be concerned. Yeah.
so let's see. All right. So in the $500 slot, we have wear a MAGA hat into Hot Topic, so all the goth girls will degrade me, and Aiden films it.
Well, we're $50 towards that now.
True. So we would love to hear people's suggestions.
So we need a 250, a 750, and a 1,000.
Yes.
Taking in the main suit. Oh, you don't have enough money to see that.
I think that's a fair $1,000 one.
You don't have enough money to see that.
How much money?
That's a 5K. If you can get to 5K, you'll see me in a maid
All right.
outfit.
And you know what? I will redon the maid outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 5K, you'll get to see both of us in maid outfits.
Yeah. It's to put me in a maid outfit would be a lot of money. I will say yes to 5K for that.
All right.
Glass
It's
of water
not
for
gonna
another
happen.
50. Legend says, "The old gods love you too. Remember to eat, hydrate, and use lotion so you don't get mistaken for lizard person. Or for a lizard person."
That's important, yes.
I don't like lotion because I try to play guitar pretty consistently and it doesn't allow me to keep calluses. So I'm going to avoid that one. But I will try and eat and hydrate. Is long for $4.99. Thank you very much, Ed. Says, "Not a sugar mama, but maybe a Splenda friend."
Splenda friend!
Oh my god.
The amount of things we got to put on shirts at this point.
Oh, we need a Splenda friend shirt for Iz
Yeah.
specifically. That's amazing. Here, you silly men. Also, Thornberry, you owe the 18+ server VC visit. You're right. I'm sorry. I went to sleep early last night, or earlier than I thought, because
Oh, is the 18 plus channel set up?
yeah, I've been in there a couple times now.
Oh, okay. So
They keep
all we had to do to get you to
harassing me.
actually participate in the Discord was make it naughty.
Yeah, just so I can say bad jokes and not worry about
Yeah,
a
that's
12-year-old being
fair.
like, "What does that mean?" No offense, but yeah, it's just not a good plan for me. I don't say anything.
I just
that
have a habit of
means-
saying so many bad things.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm a bad person. I just have a lot of bad opinions.
Well, I just have I grew up with the internet
and no siblings.
and no siblings. My sense of humor is pretty dark at this point. So
There was nobody to take him down a peg.
no. Well, actually, and the friends that I had brought me up. Pegs.
Yeah, we have largely been far too supportive.
Yeah. I don't make that many bad. Mine are usually retorts. Somebody will say something, and then I'll just immediately think of something, and I usually have to censor myself.
Too witty for your own good.
It's the Irish in me.
Oh, the Irish.
It's the
Oh,
Irish.
the
in me, I
Irish.
swear it really is.
Oh, my lord.
Now that I'm speaking in an Irish accent, it's going to be really hard to break out of it.
I got to say, when I was trying to do the Irish accent for the last set of story times, I really had trouble getting around to developing it. enough.
Right.
And it's still not that great, but with enough takes, I will say the part of the story of the recording that took the most time was speaking like this in short bursts. And then when I went back to, speaking in a ridiculous Southern accent or my normal voice, it got much easier.
Right.
Also, I have so much respect for people who do voiceovers because I don't know how.
Do you need my character anymore? Or did you not reach the end of the part where
I still have to do a lot of voiceover for that.
Right.
I've been putting it off for too long. I've got to get back to Beneath the Canopy. I have officially run out of other stories, so we will be getting back to that soon.
Like it.
I have enough to put up. I think I have enough stuff recorded in terms of voice acting to do the next 3 chapters.
If you want to just send me the stuff, I could probably do it at home, but we can
We'll figure it out. I mean, you're here often enough. We can literally sit at this table with a paper copy and...
That's true, right. Russell the Outlaw for $5.
Oh, thank you, Russell.
Says, I hate society and want to watch the world burn. May the windy boy reign over the decimated cities we once inhabited. Also, start a religion.
Start a religion?
Start a religion. Like I said, once I start with the accents, it's really hard to break out of them.
There's a lot in that. Wow.
It was pretty fun. We should probably start taking down the numbers here because people are super chatting. We gotta.
Well, we'll be able to see the numbers after the stream.
Can we?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, unless we hit we still don't have a goal for 250. So unless we hit 250 on this stream, and at the end we're counting at the end of the month anyway. So, but we're over 100 now, so we're getting close to the 250 one. What should we do for 250? I'm struggling to come up with something. I want it to be like.
I want it to be fun, but I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I'm having trouble. You don't even have to super chat suggestions for this. If you have ideas, let us know because we will probably take them into consideration whether or not we're paid to. What?
I just saw this because it just popped up. But Queen Rebecca Felgate 3 said 500 goals, start a religion.
750, I'll dye my hair like Mom Millennial.
What is with you dyeing your hair?
It's already dyed.
All right. Well, glass of water for $5. Thank you very much. Says, are going to have these shirts Sugar Entity, Splenda Friend, and Commander Canada?
Just Commander Canada as a shirt.
I think it'd be great. I think for the Commander Canada shirt, it should just be like a plain white T-shirt with like Commander Canada written in Sharpie.
Just
on
like
it.
a hand drawn Canadian flag.
Yeah. It's not even a flag; it's just a maple leaf, and it just looks like a clover.
It's actually like a cannabis leaf.
Yeah. No.
Commander Cannabis.
No. Maple leaf, but then have the word weed written underneath it. Or a weed.
See, this is the
leaf that
problem.
says maple
We
underneath
thought
it.
all of this was really funny, and that's why I started the Unqualified Apparel store.
Yeah.
And then it just wasn't funny.
Yeah. But we still think it's funny.
I mean, I made a little bit of money on it.
I got another one of the things. Sweatshirts.
Yeah.
JPJ. Mr. Destro for $2. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I have siblings and still have dark humor. At least I'm not alone.
Let's see.
Islong for $1.99 says, got a list of possible shirts. I'll send it over. Feel free. We will take a look.
So for $250, we will do a video of
Wait. Shiv said interaction with the Discord for the 250 with a bunch of crying emojis. Hey, I've been good lately.
I have not been good lately, I'll admit it. For $250, we will do a YouTube video of let's do Wendosi themed cocktails.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I like the YouTube video idea.
Yeah. So $250 gets you a YouTube how-to on Wendosi themed cocktails.
I love that.
We will turn Wendosi milk into a drink.
It's gonna have to involve some oysters.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
The Wendigo milk. Oh God.
Oysters, Wendigo. Oh, we're gonna.
Wait, it's the perfect time of year to do the Wendigo milk stand. We just use eggnog.
Yeah. Oh God.
Creamy.
Wait, can we? Oh yeah, because there is non-alcoholic eggnog.
Let's see. $750. We could do old Greg cosplay. Go out to the bar.
Oh God, no.
You don't have to be old Greg. I'll be old Greg. You can be the other guy.
Okay, that works.
All right.
I can do that. $5 from Glass says
If you want, I can help you get funny stuff on shirts. DM me. The old gods need a hobby.
Fair enough. We will do so.
We will do so.
All right. We still need a $1,000 goal.
Chip says he's planning an 18+ game night. I just got back into
sounds
Rust
fun.
with my buddy. That's a fun game. We need to do...
Doesn't Rust reset once every like 36 hours?
No, it's like 30 days.
Oh, okay. That's not as bad.
Yeah, no, it's not terrible. No, we need to play Devour. We need to play... I have my computer. I have the games on it, right?
Okay, wait, that later.
There's
After the podcast.
stuff-
After the show is over.
There's stuff that's relevant to what we do, that's horror genre, that people would love to watch you do on Twitch.
That's true. We are going to do the Civ 5 game.
And we'll find a way to put me on his Twitch so I don't have to stream at the same time, so we're splitting viewers.
Yeah.
Or we could, and then we can mute each other and, like, make fun of each other to our own viewers, but...
True. All right. I'm trying to think what a fourth thing could be here. Trying to think of Christmas-themed stuff. Although we're going to be doing it in January, so...
You just said it, and it just came into my mind right before I looked at it. It said, wasn't there a calendar goal at one point?
Yep, that's the $1,000.
That's it.
And it perfect timing because it'll be the start of 2022.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. Okay. So...
Iz also said, stop being sick so we can have jam times again. We'll do them. We'll probably...
We'll resume.
I haven't practiced guitar enough lately. That's part of it.
Yeah. With the move, it's been a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm finally settled here, too, so...
I say we do that once every, at most, 2 weeks.
Yeah. That gives us time to actually learn songs, so we're not
Yeah.
just fiddling around on our guitars.
Yeah.
I do like the way we were arranging things with me playing the Dadgad and you playing the standard.
Yeah.
I thought that sounded really good.
It did sound good. The only problem, and so that
We don't have to do it for all of them. But...
Oh, I know, but my point is that like that's going to lead it to us needing more time because we're not just looking at tabs. We're actually figuring out compositions.
No, because I'll just I mean
you just wing it.
I don't even need to wing it. I can just as long as I'm playing the root notes.
Yeah, that's fair.
If I just play the chord or the root note, and for the most part it'll work. Especially because if it's not going to work as a full chord, I can just play the
yeah, that's true. Just
the root fifth.
The rest.
Yeah. So, but for December, for $250 total, which we are very close to, we will do the Windowsy themed cocktails.
I think that'll be
which is
fun,
just
actually.
A terrible string of words.
It's gonna taste horrible.
Oh god, it's gonna be terrible.
But the video is gonna be really fun to make.
Oh yeah.
So get us to 250 just so we can do that video because I think it'll be fun.
For 500, we'll do the Make Windowsy Great Again hat in the Hot Topic, and then after that we will start selling those hats.
There you go.
Yeah, and for 750, Old Greg cosplay. Which I will wear the Old Greg cosplay out to the bar on a completely random Saturday evening. I should wear it to emo night.
Oh my god. People will be like, oh yeah, I love that band. And you're like...
Gonna make ourselves a punk shake. Go on, cheer.
Do you love me?
Are you playing your love games with me?
Could you learn to love me? Oh, God.
Can I have an entire video where it's just Old Greg and Jordan Peterson having a discussion?
You be Old Greg, I'll be Jordan Peterson. Let's start right now. Go.
Jordan Peterson telling Old Greg to clean up his cave.
Let's go. Let's improv it right now for like 30 seconds at least.
What are you doing in my waddles?
You're down here just living in the underworld. Like, you chose this for yourself.
You seen me? You see me? You're like... Old Greg, he's a scaly manfish. And now you're criticizing my waters, criticizing the way I've set up my place. What, you got a problem with my downstairs mix-up?
Like I appreciate the desire to emulate the lobsters in a more intimate manner, but you have to find organization in your life. Like no, you're not supposed to be an actual lobster. That's not the point of the message. Okay?
Listen, you and your criticisms of my postmodern neo-Marxist lifestyle are simply not enough to get me to change my ways. I'm out here, I'm drinking my Baileys. I got my shoe, doing my watercolors. What have you got?
Listen, buddy, no, okay, you got it all wrong, right? So what you're supposed to be doing, okay, is you have to bring your organization to your life through just take the first step. It's a small step, and then you go down the path and you save your father from the underworld. You're allowing the serpent to take control of your life.
The way I see it, you're just full of snakes. What was that quote from?
Dude, there's so many.
Why did he say that you're full of snakes? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I remember hearing that quote and being like, that's not real.
Did he say it?
He said something along the lines of, like, that somebody is full of snakes. I don't remember why.
He speaks in so many metaphors. I think he forgets sometimes that like life is not a metaphor. I love Jordan Peterson, but it's hilarious.
It's... Whew.
Oh yeah. Glass said for $5. Thank you. You need to drink salted eel milk, eat the eggs of bonefish, and sleep curled into prayer. You might feel better. I think she means because of our cold.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I was like, we're not doing that as a donation goal.
Yeah, I was supposed to start a diet this week because I'm trying to lose 30 pounds. I have it to lose.
It's a lot of You sure about that,
yeah,
buddy?
You'd be surprised. But besides the point, because I'm sick, I'm now going to treat myself to allowing me to eat whatever I want. So
I'm pretty sure that I
how
lost...
pretzels?
I think I lost weight on Monday just because I couldn't get out of bed.
You were that bad?
My total caloric intake that day was like a single Red Bull that I drank at 4 p.m. because I needed to do something.
Is because the chat's a little delayed from our old Greg Jordan Peterson thing. Is that I see you guys finally did DMT.
Do DMT and then do the old Greg shit.
Oh my god.
Okay,
get a little better at the
but so to finish up what the goals we're looking at here are: it's when does he themed cocktails, MAGA hat and Hot Topic, but it won't say Make America Great Again. When does he hat and Hot Topic? Old Greg cosplay at the bar, and for $1,000, the sexy calendar.
Mm-hmm.
And for $5,000, we will both put on the maid outfits again. But I don't think that's going to happen. You guys will have to bring so many more viewers to this channel for that to actually happen.
That's why I'm saying 5,000. You're not going to hit it, A. And B, that is the minimum I would put a maid costume
If
on.
all of you bring a friend and $5, we can do it. We can get him in the maid outfit.
Yep.
And the one I got would actually probably fit you.
Probably.
It did not fit me.
And here's the thing. If it's actually $5,000, I'll go all in. Like, I will.
He just does that.
He does that sometimes.
It's an attention thing.
Yeah. Even though he's being picked up.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go all in. I'll play the part. I mean, for work, I'm going to be some form of half of a camel. So.
I have absolutely no idea what that means. I know what you do for work, and I cannot imagine how that factors into it. Like,
oh god!
You know what would be another fun goal?
You know what I just realized?
We shave our facial hair to be like a full goatee, but we each have half of it.
Yes. Down the middle. Yeah. It'll be like those matching necklace pendants. So we'll just slam our faces together and be like, we're a matching set.
Exactly.
What is your favorite color?
Green. No, blue.
Asked by Drippy Axel. Yeah, blue.
Mine's green.
Tekken, how about doing it as a Christmas gift to us? No. Yeah, no, it's. I will happily do some form of Christmas gift for you guys, but getting into a maid outfit is not it. Yeah, for work, the camel thing is just people. Hi, baby. Is said for $2. Ayo, give us some beanies. It's winter. We need them.
The only reason we don't have beanies is because I do not know how to work with the template, but you know Photoshop, so maybe you can do it.
Yeah, I can give it a go.
It's not difficult Photoshop. I just have no idea how to use Photoshop.
No, I got you. No worries.
I'm relearning because work is like now asking me to do stuff in Photoshop, even though that was never in the thing. So now I'm like,
That's how it goes.
yeah. So it's like I haven't really touched it since high school. So it's like now I gotta relearn it all, and it's coming back to me a little bit. But I never got that proficient. I'm really good at Premiere, but I want to learn Photoshop better, and I want to learn After Effects a bit better. But yeah, that's that.
All right. Well, you have your goals. You had a variety of topics. Unless anybody has more super chats, I think we're hitting the end of the show tonight.
Hi.
Also, out of curiosity for those watching, do you prefer Monday or Wednesday night? Because we can do either one.
Oh yeah.
We've been investigating the idea of switching to Wednesday. But I figure the people who are here right now are the people who really care.
Yeah.
So for those watching, let us know if you prefer Monday or Wednesday night. I'll probably also just put a poll up on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
To gather some more info. But
I'm curious to see what they say right now.
yeah, definitely. Archie, how you doing there, Bubs?
He's doing great.
He's just happy to be included.
He really is.
You got some in your fridge.
Destro said, Archie head not empty, head full of thought, thought goes zoom, Archie no comprehend, head appear empty. You're too smart for your own good, bud.
You're a good boy.
He does attempt to communicate at times.
He does, yes.
Like he really. I came here right from work. I had to stop at home real quick and then came here because there was stuff I still needed to do before this. And I was in here working, and this boy kept coming, hanging out or whatever. And at one point, he was coming up to the chair like normal or whatever, and he was just kind of like making sounds to try and like get my attention. I was like, "What? What do you want?" And he's like, "I'm like." I don't know what that means, but like, what do you want? And he's like, and then like pushed my leg and like kind of like whatever. I was like, oh, do you want me to follow you? And he was like, and I was like, okay. So I got up and he started leading me away. I was like, so you do have some thoughts?
Some very minor, basic thoughts. Yes. He's a good boy.
Oh, Iz says for $5. Thank you. Let me know when the PO box goes up. I'm making you guys something.
I keep forgetting to do that. I'll do it this week. I will go tomorrow. I have to get out of the house.
Right up the road.
I know. I got to get out of the house and run some errands anyway. I've got to drive one of my friends down to Philly.
Shiv says I'll actually watch Wednesday. Mondays are too ugh. Alex says Wednesday. Another person said Wednesday.
Okay, so
Queen Rebecca says Monday.
Oh, all right. I was gonna say it's unanimous, but
Yeah.
it's not. Oh my gosh!
It seems like generally Wednesday is preferred though.
Look at the boy. Look at the boy.
Monday makes them better. Okay, we'll put up a poll.
Yeah, I think a poll is the way to go. Hi, hello. You're a good boy. You're just a good puppy.
It is so wild how like much hair there is there and how tiny the actual tail is.
Yeah, he's so fluffy, but not much substance to the body.
No.
He's been getting so much turkey this week.
Yeah.
Every meal has been turkey.
Has he been more like calm?
Lethargic?
Yeah.
No. He is apparently immune to tryptophan.
Mm. Either that or it's
and
just
thoughts.
not high enough of a dose. Hey Archie. Yes, I'm over here.
Archie, there we go.
Can we ask you a question? Is that okay? I'm curious what your thoughts are on the geopolitical like processes of the Middle East.
No thoughts.
I think he's a little afraid to answer, to be honest with you.
He doesn't want to get canceled.
Yeah, he's a smart man.
Hashtag cancel Archie.
Were there actually WMDs?
Did George Bush lie to the American people? Are all U.S. presidents after Eisenhower war criminals?
Who was the best president?
Ulysses S. Grant. Also probably a war criminal.
Nah, he was fine. He was just hammered the whole time. I
Poor
love
guy.
Grant.
What did you just unplug?
I don't know. Oh, my mouse.
Oh, no. All right. Well,
Someone says try steaming your congestion.
yeah, I've been drinking a lot of tea and taking some hot shower.
Queen Rebecca said, "Can we get a cancel Archie T-shirt?"
Oh my god!
No, he's uncancelable. He's
I don't know, man. He's kind of white.
Yeah, you're right. You're screwed.
All right. Whew. Okay, I think that brings us to the end of the show. We're both, you can't see it, or maybe you can, but we're both dying on the inside. Possibly also the outside. But like I said, we've got 3 really exciting guests coming up this month. Don Marshall, Aaron Tomlinson, and Isaiah, also known as Wendigoon.
Yes.
You know, they, by the way, if you don't follow them already, go follow them on all platforms. They are awesome creators, awesome people.
Okay.
So you know, and keep an eye out for that Mini Minuteman video. I think it's coming out this weekend, probably. I'm not going to make any promises on that. That was my understanding, was that it's going to be sometime in the next week.
Yep.
So, yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in, and we are going to go probably eat chicken soup.
Yeah, I might get Indian still just because.
I don't think any Indian places are still open.
I'm probably going to want to go home.
Oh. Yeah, Indian places close really early.
Dang it.
Yeah.
I'll figure something out.
Yeah. Or maybe he came back and left it somewhere and just didn't tell us. I'll go look down, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. This has been the Lore Lodge. Also, I just want to ask really quick. We're thinking about changing the name of the podcast to the Lorecast.
Yeah, just so it says the Lorecast.
Yeah, I'm curious how everyone feels about the name change. The name of the channel would remain the same, as would the name of the brand.
Yes.
But it would the podcast itself just kind of differentiate from some of the other stuff on the channel, would be called the Lorecast.
Yeah.
If people really hate that, then we won't do it.
Yeah, just it's really also just like the Lore Lodge podcast, the Lorecast.
Exactly.
So. Yep. We'll put up a couple polls for stuff.
No thoughts.
He's adorable. Anyway, we'll put up a couple polls for
like
Monday
poll party
versus
all over
Wednesday. Oh god. Should we make oh god.
They are not happy about the fact that I am
Doing what you're doing.
Doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Should we make a Lore Launch specific poll party? A lore party, if you will.
a lore party, perhaps.
Oh, mayhaps. We still never did that meetup in Steel City.
That's true. That's another thing we've got to do. But we're getting off track. We're trying to end the show.
Oh, it is suggested the Pod Lodge.
Pod Lodge?
The Pod Lodge. I like
the Lore Pod also could work.
the Lore Pod
The Lore Podge.
podcast. Wait, that's
The podcast. That was-
I was just like, without actually thinking about it, going through the various like permutations in my head.
Mhm.
I was like the Lorecast, the Pod Lodge, the Lodge Pods, the Hodgepodge, the podcast. Nope.
This show is like just a great glimpse into the minds of 2 mid-20s men.
You think Archie has no thoughts?
Aiden and I are splitting a brain cell.
Yeah.
All
He
right.
takes it on the weekends.
Yeah. That explains a lot of the content.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for stopping in.
By the Lore Lodge.
Yeah. Stopping. Yeah.
I've got the brain cell now.
All right. You
You
have the
see the
brain cell.
transfer?
You do the
I'll do
closure.
it. Thanks
Close
for
it.
stopping by the Lore Lodge podcast, everybody, for episode. I think we're on 23
I
because
think
that's
it's
what I changed it to. Thanks for saying hi to Archie. He's very happy you were all here.
We'll give him a treat for you.
We will. Wish us feeling better. We'll get those polls out so you can tell us whether or not you prefer Wednesdays or Mondays, and what other things you want. And let's keep those donations rolling, because if you really want to see, what was it? $250 was.
$250 Wendussy themed cocktails. $500 make Wendussy great again hat at Hot Topic. $750 Old Greg cosplay. $1,000 sexy calendar, and $5,000 we will both redon the maid outfit.
Yes. Yeah, you're never gonna hit it, which is why I'm like happy that I said 5,000, because I don't want to do that.
There's
so-
absolutely no chance they're gonna hit it.
no.
This channel would have to grow massively.
Yeah, either that or they go into debt, and please don't go into debt just to see
Now,
us
hold on.
implode.
We are not financial advisors.
You're right. Please don't go into debt. But yeah. So thanks again for stopping by. We'll see you next week with. Do we know who's coming on next week?
Not yet.
Okay.
But
With somebody,
with somebody.
most likely.
Somebody will probably be here.
I mean, we will be,
We'll definitely be here.
hopefully.
Why gotta...
I mean, you never want to be too certain, man. The sun will come out.